Hello, and welcome to Lifeline. I'm your host, Apostle Brian Pruitt. Today, I want to talk about how bitterness can cost you everything. You know, sometimes we think that bitterness is not a big deal, and that is something that is really not something that we need to address in our lives. But really, bitterness, what I found, can cost you opportunities. It can cost you open doors. It can cost you, viable information that you need. And because you are still stuck in a place of being angry and being in a place of trauma and woundedness, it will cost you and will rob you. Now, just think about this, you all. How would you feel? How would you feel if someone took something from you? Meaning that someone broke into your house or broke into your car and they took some valuable things that you had locked up. You'll feel some kind of way about that because, you paid for that or that item was a gift to you. Well, bitterness is the same thing. Bitterness comes as a thief. It comes to rob. It comes to steal, to take from you that which is valuable. So I want you to understand that it's very important that we understand that how bitterness comes. Bitterness comes from a place of unforgiveness. It comes from a place where of offense, where something may have happened and something had transpired. And please understand that this doesn't mean that what you went through and what you faced did not mean anything, or am I making light of that? But it's very important that we get a handle on that, because if we continue to walk in a place of unforgiveness over something that happened, it will turn into bitterness, meaning that you are choosing not to forgive. The word forgiveness simply means to pardon. It is the same that you see in the court setting when a judge renders down a sentence or a judgment. He or she says, okay, I release you or I find you not guilty. It's the same as saying, I forgive you. I pardon you. You receive a pardon. And so a lot of times it's hard for us to do that because really we want revenge. We want to see the outcome. Now, there is a level of justice that will take place. But forgiveness really takes you out of that realm. It takes that out of your hands. And the truth of the matter is that revenge is not something that you and I are to operate in. The Bible says that vengeance is mine, I will repay. You know why God said that? Because if we took the time, or if we decided to take upon ourselves to take revenge on a matter or handle the matter in such a way to where we're going to repay someone because of what they did, it could cost us everything. It could cost us our livelihood. It could cost our freedom. A lot of times that we do things and we react a certain way, we react out of the moment. We react emotionally until it's too late. And so this is the reason why God says, okay, vengeance is mine. I will take care of that. I will give you justice. So there's a level of trust that has to take place. But when you be in a place where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to forgive. I'm not going to pardon them. I'm not going to, I'm not going to release them of this. And I'm going to continue to hold on to this. That stuff turns into bitterness. And then what happens is that you get to a place that you become so bitter that you will not see when good comes. We find this even in relationships, that you're so bitter because of what happened before. Anything new that comes into your life, you shut it down, or you already put up walls, or you send the individual through a unhealthy screening process. Okay, because you are judging them based upon what happened to you in the past. So here's my question to you. What if someone did that to you? What if someone chose that they were not going to forgive you? What if someone said, you know what, I'm going to take you through this screening process to where, I'm going to have to check you out first. Is that fair? Is that a right thing to do? No, it's not. To judge something or to judge someone based upon what happened to you before, it's not fair. And when you do that, what happens is that you are literally treating them as if they were the one that committed the offense. So they don't look like the person, they don't sound like the person. So no matter who's in front of you, just because you went through something and you call it, well, I'm gonna put my walls up and put barriers up. No, that's not what it is. You are being in a place where you just, you're being suspicious. Okay. But it's all coming out of this place of bitterness because of what you chose not to let go of. So all I'm saying is this, just kind of raw and uncut here today. Listen, you got to choose what you're going to do. And you cannot blame anyone by information or missed opportunities that you didn't get. You cannot tell someone, well, you never told me this, or I never had the chance. No, you did. But you chose to operate out of something that happened before, and you use that and you allow that to control your emotions, your decisions, based upon what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Okay, because of what happened to me before, this is how I'm going to react now. Because of what happened before, this is how I'm going to respond. Now, please don't get this twisted. Don't get this mixed up with using wisdom, okay? Because everything that we go through, we should learn from it. Yeah, absolutely. There's some things that we should learn from. We should grow. But I'm talking about here there's something that is unhealthy, okay? Bitterness cannot be your teacher. It can be if you allow it to be. But bitterness was never meant to be your teacher or to be your master, okay? And if you don't like somebody stealing and robbing from you, taking something that's rightfully yours, then you have to have that same attitude towards the spirit of bitterness. And the best way to get rid of it is to choose to forgive. Every day, choose to forgive. You have to make up in your mind, okay, that situation is not the same as this. That person who or group of people, they're not here anymore. So I'm going to shift myself. I'm going to change my focus and allow this moment to bring me into something new. I'm telling you, we get new opportunities every day, and God brings new people into our lives. But to be honest with you, there's a thing called self-sabotage. And the truth of the matter is, nobody's stopping you. Nobody's killing your opportunities. Maybe it's just you. So I say this to you today so that you would wake up and that you will understand that it don't have to be this way. You don't have to miss out because bitterness is your taskmaster. Only you can address this. Nobody else can fix this. Nobody else can reach in on the inside of you and snatch bitterness out of you. Only God can. But the truth of the matter is, even God won't be able to do it unless you're willing. So you have to decide. You have to say, okay, this is the day that I'm going to let bitterness go. And I'm not going to allow it to run my life and rule my life ever again. This is my moment, and I'm not going to walk in a self-sabotaging posture or way. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop killing my opportunities. I'm going to stop blaming everybody else and say, you know what? It's me. Well, thank you for joining me today. And I'll see you next time right here or Lifeline.